today we're here to talk about a new package that I just got in the mail. This is UpZone by Everything Epic. I got the Ancient Zone.
Ancient Zone.
Ancient Zone.
Woo!
And what it is it's a pop-up terrain. And I'm going to unbox it. I haven't even broke the tape on this yet. I'm going to unbox it. And we're going to set it up here on the table and kind of take a look at it and evaluate what it looks like, or give my first impressions anyway. So let's get started. Alright, so let's see here. We got some dice. These dice came free if you backed within the first 48 hours. And they are teeny tiny little dice. Interesting. Okay, set that aside. I'd actually forgotten what those were. The stretch goals. Oh my gosh, so much bubble wrap. Alright, so the Kickstarter extras for this are these are just like kind of scattered terrain. There's trees in here, there's little markers and stuff. And I think there's like a river and some other stuff.
That's cool.
We'll take a look at this maybe at the end.
Do those connect, the books? Is that how it works?
Well, you can put them kind of on top of the things that we're going to pull out. But you can, you can move them around. What's cool too about this is that you can use your own terrain kind of in combination with it, so it's not all the cardboard pop-up stuff necessarily. Now this is a Kickstarter version. I guess that they'll have other retail, like a retail version of this too, or they have something called the Lord Commander Pledge. So if you got all of this stuff, then you got like a whole nother zone. And if you got individual ones, then you get just a piece of it. So one of these is like some weird black thing, Necron world looking thing that won't really match. Looks like I got a little bit of a dent in the corner there. That probably won't affect this too bad.
Look, a nice thank you.
Oh, a little thank you from Everything Epic. Some thick foam. I'm going to just stick that back in the top. This is the sleeve, the pyramid. This will go on top of the pyramid when you put it together. You can use it without this thing or with this thing. We'll set this, maybe set that over there until we get the rest out. And here, I'm not sure what these tabs are. These little clear plastic tabs, or it looks like stickers. They're probably adhesive or something. So I'll set that aside and we'll see what it's like. All right, and here's the first panel. Maybe what I should do is set this over, and I'll just open these up right here as we go.
Are you ready? Woo! Look at that!
Ah, yeah. So this is the Kickstarter extra one. If you got all of the things, you get a whole world of these, like a whole another box of just these things. But you get one in each of these extra zones if you buy it kind of ad hoc. So that's kind of neat. You could add that, definitely add this in to different terrains, especially if you got the thing that kind of connects them together. They have other kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Very cool. And look, it just folds away and it's that thin.
Okay, that's a whole lot better than I thought it was going to be. So.
I know. So far, I'm really impressed. Now maybe they put the most impressive thing on top.
Maybe. We'll see.
So we'll see. All right, here's the next one. Oh, and then now we've got a desert version. So that was just kind of the dark version of this thing.
Or maybe it's the daytime and nighttime.
Yeah, it could be.
Ah. Same building.
Really interesting. I love the artwork on the bottom here. It looks good.
And it's a board game. I didn't expect, I don't know why, but I didn't expect it to be like board game material. I don't know.
Oh, like this board and stuff. Yeah, it's really thick. It's like it's like what a nice quality board game board would come out, and it just perfectly folds. Very neat. All right. And the next one, it's kind of neat too that they're kind of a surprise in each one of these.
Ta-da!
And this is another one. So
Okay,
there's two of each of the panels. So we've got a lot of these. We count the black one too. And oh, and this one opens a little differently.
Ooh.
And this thing, you've got like it looks like some little buildings and rubble and a tree here.
Okay, is that supposed to be a statue?
Yeah, and this is a statue. When you turn it around this way, you can see there's a person there.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Very clever. Let's see if I can get this a little closer up here. It's got a little statue kind of guy there and some cover. And whoop, folds right away. And there should be two. I bet this is the same thing.
What's your dice?
Is this the same?
Yep.
So just to inspect, seems all right. Some of these have little tabs that when you open them up, you'll press them in to kind of, I don't know, finish them off. And when we're done with this, I'm going to take all of these and put them out on the board and we're going to play with it and kind of arrange some stuff. I've got some new terrain too, some like jungly trees and stuff that I'm curious to see what they look like on top of here. All right, so this
Should be the...
Oh, not to the pyramid yet. So here's an example of one with tabs. So you just take this like that.
Yeah.
I didn't work.
Like a built...
Okay. Yeah, it sort of just fastens in here. It goes in the top, and then you smush it down and kind of work it into the other one, and it just kind of sits in there. And these tabs are plastic coated too. So there's a nice plastic coating. It reminds me of this a little bit.
Yeah, I bet it's extras.
It's still a little warped on top, but man, it's sturdy. It is really sturdy.
R2D2.
Here's like a giant, not to scale, R2D2. Doesn't even really affect it. I think you could put several pounds on here.
Yeah.
And it's not going to squish this thing or damage it in any way. You could easily, safely put your armies up there. And it does have this bow, but it's also got a lip. So you could easily stack your Space Marines all around the edge of that or something else. Very neat. And to put it away, we just pull these out. My big question when I backed this was how durable will it be? And I hopefully won't find that out today.
See? I'm good to have around.
Wait, instead of doing that, maybe just, because we're just going to use this in a minute anyway.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it back here. Okay, I should have another one of those. Yep, that's the exact same thing.
Yep. Let's go. Final one? Or is there more?
Final two, so this should be the pyramid. Alright. So here, and the pyramid comes in two halves. It looks like it goes long ways.
Oh, wow. It takes up a lot of room.
Yeah, it's pretty sizable.
Especially when you put it together with the other one.
Yeah, I'm going to slide this over here. And I think I'll have to widen my... Okay. Yeah.
Ta-da!
So they just fit right in next to each other. They don't exactly line up. Oh, yep. Just a little bit of encouragement and they line up. Hand me that sleeve. I think these need to be encouraged a little bit. So I'm gonna. So. What's funny is I've never seen this one out. Like I think that I found one photo on Instagram from a convention where they had this thing out. So I've never seen one video of this in play. The Everything Epic team made a little unboxing video. Like they apparently just got everything the same time we did.
Yeah.
And made their own little unboxing video.
You can go in all through there and
yeah, you can take your guys all the way through here and stuff. It's not as neat as I'd hoped. It's a little weird. With the sleeve is it doesn't fit on here real nice, and maybe I'm missing something or I'm doing something wrong. Let's try the other way and see if it fits any better.
well, then you have your grand archway.
Oh yeah, and then the grand archway doesn't go into the thing. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. Like that.
Yeah, see, that hides the ladders.
Huh. Yeah, I don't see any other tabs on here to hold this thing together in any way. I guess that's what this sleeve is really meant to do, is kind of bring it all together, but it doesn't seem to want to hold it too well. Like these things don't line up.
It's alright.
It's
Not
okay.
bad.
It's okay. I give it a good, not great. Is my rating for this. Good, but not super awesome. I was hoping that this would be a little bit nicer, but you know what? It's a pop-up.
Yeah.
It's a
For
giant.
it's
it's
good.
a giant pyramid.
Yeah. It's
that I
pretty
don't
cool.
have to make shelf space for.
Exactly.
So in those cases where a giant pyramid is required, I'm ready.
I think it's pretty cool.
I do too. I can't wait to work it into a game. Now we're going to take a little break and set up a whole table and look at it all together.
Okay.
Okay, so we had fun playing with all the little pieces. I've added some pieces of scattered terrain. These are just some trees that I painted, and I've attached them to little acrylic bases, so I can put them on a wide range of terrain. And just to kind of add a little bit so to kind of fill in some of the gaps, because there's some big gaps. So the table I have here is a 4x4, and I have not filled it yet. There's like a little bit of edge, which I would typically use for you know, keeping track of your characters or drinks or whatever. Okay, so if you were to combine all the stuff out of the box that came with the Ancient Zone, it would be 55 by 60.
That's what we totaled at. If you have it in their particular setup.
Yeah, if you had it kind of the way they have it on the back of the box, if you put everything out in just a certain way. They have an expansion pack for this, which I picked up also, but I don't have yet. And what it has is little blocks that you can open up, and it'll make it fit perfectly on like a 4x4 or stuff. So it kind of changes. You won't be using all of these, you know, every game. Like you might have this out.
Yeah.
And then you just have this another little block for that, and then make it, you know, kind of a 3x3 or something like that. So you can also overlap them a little bit, and it doesn't really mess with it that much.
No, it didn't.
Like visually, it's weird. It's sticking out on the corner over here, but visually it looks pretty neat, I have to say.
I think it's pretty cool.
It's great, and when I put it back on my shelf, it takes up this much space. Now, as far as will it fit in a Kallax, it looks like it would. It looks like it would fit. It's going to stick out maybe a little bit, and this is not a Kallax, but it's really close. Yeah. So this was a Kickstarter. So Kickstarters usually have stretch goals, and one of the stretch goals in this one are these reusable stickers. So these are like little stickers you'd peel off.
Yeah.
And you could stick on, and then they'll peel back off, and you could put them right back on here. They're non-adhesive stickers, and they just kind of peel off. And they static cling onto stuff. Now the guy that made this thing, he said that his goal was to make these transparent, but was not able to do that. He couldn't get it to work just right, and rather than hold up manufacturing, I got that first one off really easily. Yeah, and rather than hold up manufacturing, he decided to just go ahead and put this out. So you could mark little blood splatters, use those as markers for wounds or something like that. I don't know what you might want to do with that. Or maybe your scenario has little bloody spots. And then you can just pull them off, put them right back on your sheet, and just store them that way if you want.
Ooh, skeletons.
Yeah. You've also got some
Skeletons and burn spots.
Yeah, you've also got some looks like some skeletons, some little explosion spots, and maybe a cart with a skeleton in it. Kind of, yeah, just a few little interesting tidbits around the battlefield.
Portals?
Yeah, these are like little portals of some sort. I guess they could be like little alien landing spots or just whatever you want, and some craters as well. We've also got some little markers. So if you need to mark like deployment zones or something like that, you've got that little bit of handiness.
Look at these trees.
Yeah. And right here we have a sprue of trees. And we can put one of those together and look at it. And these, of course, are just your average little cardboard things. Little trees.
And these are why you have stickers.
Okay.
You get 2 of these.
All right, so these are crates. And they're one thing that you have to assemble and will not like fold away or anything. But there's a lot of them apparently, and we're thinking that's what these stickers are for. And there's a bunch of those crates. And this is, right here we have a river. So these come out.
You can attach them together.
So I think these are made to sort of hook together. Like so. And now we have a little water feature running up through the middle of our terrain.
A moat around the pyramid.
Yeah, I think all pyramids had moats, right? That's very historically accurate. The trees make more sense now.
Yeah. So that's coming right together. Here.
All right, and it looks like there's a little dock here at the end of the water. Quite a bit of those little water tiles.
Palm trees.
And palm trees. Yeah, this other tree would look more like a fir, and these are more tropical palm trees. And these are like little,
Sidewalks?
well, these are walls.
Oh.
So what you can do is you can pluck these out. And you could just have a cover kind of anywhere you want. Just kind of set it out on your battlefield and create little walls, little artificial things to keep people off each other a little bit, make it a little easier to survive for the war games and stuff. Could be for any number of reasons. And that's it. That's the Ancient Zone by Everything Epic. Do you remember the other game by Everything Epic we have?
Everything Epic. No.
Everything Epic made one of the first board games that I bought, and the first really long board game that we ever played, which was Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, really?
The deluxe version, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun playing that. It was one of my first videos on here too that I did a couple of years ago. So pretty cool. I'm real excited. Thank you for producing this everything epic. It's really neat. We're going to play with it a few times. I am super excited, especially to play Pulp Alley on here. Pulp Alley is a small tabletop skirmish game, and there'll be a link at the end of this video to take a look at that too. But that would be perfect for this. Like,
yeah, it would.
So what I'm excited to do with this is take some of those skirmish games where I would otherwise have to invite people into my home, and take the terrain and a couple of miniatures with me somewhere else, so I could go play at a game club or some other place and just set up a whole table of terrain, and I just bring it over in a little box like this.
Yeah, that's perfect for travel.
A little box like this, and I've got more than this. I mean, we still have, you know, even with this, almost the whole 4x4 setup, I'd say at least 3x3 at least set up. I've still got 3 more boards that I could have incorporated into this somehow if I just had the space. So yeah, I think it's a real exciting prospect. The different ways you can do this, and you could definitely move these tiles around in different ways too, and really accomplish different things.
Yeah, and have robots.
Yeah, and robots could even live there, and that's just
Oddly.
fine. You take that one obsidian one, and that's where they've taken over.
That's right.
Well, thanks for stopping by. We'll be back real soon. We're working on a bird notice video. We've been playing and learning bird notice, and it's been just
delightful.
A grind. But we've just about, I think we've got it down now. We've got it to where it's not too frustrating to play. And maybe we'll play one more time, and then we'll be ready to talk about it.
That's where this guy came from.
Yeah, of course. All right, that's all we got for you today. We'll talk to you real soon. Enjoy your games. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's really cool.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think so too.